What's up, everybody? Eyecee here, and welcome to another NBA video. This one is for November 21st, two-game slate. A quick recap into my night last night. 332.5 was my best lineup. Nothing too great, nothing too bad. Would have had a really good night if the Golden State guys ended up doing what they were supposed to do, but they flopped, and I ended up making some tough, hard swaps to the Golden State guys closer towards lock when the news came out. So it didn't work out for me, but it is what it is. It's NBA season. Hopefully we can identify some more plays and get back in the green today. Of course, this is my spreadsheet. I make this every single day. I update it 2 times a day, early in the morning and late in the evening. This is free. If you guys want access to it, all I need is an email address. If you send me an email address on Twitter, my Twitter handle at Eyecee DFS, EYECEE DFS, then I can share the link with you and you can access this every single day. And of course, you guys are new here to the channel and you like anything that we're doing here or what's going on, then please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. It's the only thing that could help me grow, and I'm trying to do this full time so I can provide more content for free. So if you guys like what's going on here and you want more, please subscribe and support. The faster I grow, the faster I can do that for you guys. But with all that said, let's just get right into today's slate. I'm not going to be talking about everybody here. I'm only going to be talking about the guys I feel like I should. If you guys want my full notes, they're here. You need access to the spreadsheet. So do what I told you to do a minute ago. All right. First game, Portland versus Milwaukee here. A little bit of an interesting game with some of the Portland guys still questionable. Of course, Lillard is out, so that means Anthony Simon would be in the starting lineups. But, of course, he's questionable, so we have to keep an eye on the news there. From what I've seen, he's probably going to be playing, and I don't mind going to him whatsoever. He's one of my top plays on the Portland Trailblazers. I like all three of the young guys here. Anthony Simons, Nasir Little, Scala, BCA. All three of these guys are the guys I think going forward are going to have to play a bigger role for this Portland Trailblazers team if they want to have any success this season. They've been depending on Rodney Hood, Whiteside, Bazemore, Hazonia. All of these guys have been known for inconsistency throughout their careers. You're not going to get a consistent run from these guys, especially in this situation here where they're missing guys, some key pieces in Zach Collins and Nurkic, and now Lillard's out for 2 games. They haven't been playing well. They were on a losing streak and all of that, so it doesn't help that you have role players like Hood, Bazemore. You really need to get these young guys going and find a diamond in the rough here. And honestly, in Anthony Simons, I think they've already found that. Going back to last season, he was someone that was coming off the bench playing limited minutes, but in preseason, he really caught my eye. This guy's very confident. He's very competitive. He has a lot of desire, and he's not afraid to shoot. He's going to take a lot of shots, high shot volume, and the usage is going to be there. The minutes are going to be there. The matchup is tough, but the price is decent. And he's someone that they're going to have to really depend on going forward. Nasir Little's another guy. He was overlooked the other day with the Melo starting and all of that, but he was one of the only guys on the slate that exceeded his price by 10x. So he's someone that today I'm also looking at. He's 19 years old. He's going to be seeing a good amount of minutes here. And he's the type of player that the coaches love to see. He's rebounding. He's running for fast break buckets. He's fighting for loose balls. This is the type of player or play style that wins over a coach's heart. So I expect him to play a decent role going forward. Fans already like Nasir Little. They're hyping him up and all that. I'm not going that far yet, but I like what I've seen enough to include him as one of my more favorable picks here. And these guys are all cheap too. They should be seeing a good role on this team, a good amount of usage in minutes today too. And I'm expecting the Bucks to just blow these guys out of the water. So these young guys are going to get extended runs. So Nasir Little and Anthony Simons are the 2 guys I really like. And then Scala, BCA, I'm only really going to truly consider if Whiteside is questionable, limited, or restricted. Even if Whiteside plays, I still like Scala because Whiteside has a lot of foul trouble history. Whiteside gets lazy at times. Whiteside loses minutes sometimes. So Scala should still be a decent play. He's been playing good minutes off the bench recently, and I expect that to continue, if not expand, with Whiteside missing. Carmelo Anthony, I'm going to be on the fence with. Early indication is Carmelo Anthony is still going to be in the starting lineup. Lillard's not going to be there, so he's going to get the same amount of run. But the Bucks are a tougher the Bucks are a tougher matchup defensively for Melo. They made perimeter defense one of their key staples to strengthening the team this year, and they have good personnel that can make it difficult for Melo. Of course, Melo could easily get it done at the same time. He took 14 shots last game. The usage was incredible. All the NBA stars on Twitter were complaining how the Blazers were basically screwing Melo by giving him that much usage when he just joined the team under 24 hours ago. So that was kind of weird. But I mean, he did have that much usage, and he's very capable. He could make a couple of shots. I mean, he shot 3 for 14 or 4 for 14. He could have shot 8 for 14, and he would have hit value. So it's just a matter of a couple of shots going in, a rebound here and there, an assist, and Melo could easily hit value. It is a tougher matchup. I expect his ownership to not be all that high. So that's another thing. But he's definitely another guy I'm looking at. And, of course, CJ McCollum's in play. He has the green light to run the offense here with Lillard. But 7,500, knowing CJ's past history and all that, I'm not all that excited about a CJ McCollum pick here. But definitely it's a 2-game slate. Almost everybody should be in consideration here. But the younger, cheaper guys are the guys I'm looking at. Portland, I don't expect this game to be competitive whatsoever. Milwaukee's just too tough defensively. They play at a super fast pace, and they'll just play these guys off the court. Onto the Milwaukee side, of course, Chris Middleton's out. Giannis should get a minutes and usage bump, but I mean, he already has such a high minutes and usage bump that doesn't really affect Giannis. It morally affects Bledsoe, Lopez, and some of these other guys like Wes Math and Dante DiVincenzo. Giannis is going to be getting his amount of usage no matter what. Recently, the past 3 games have been a little underwhelming due to his price point. He's been getting around 55 DraftKings points, but at the price, it hasn't been great. However, Giannis has real upside, and he could very easily be the top scoring guy on the slate today, which is why he's the top starter on the night for me. It's shaping out to be a stars and scrub night with all the value plays we have open. So I'm most likely going to be having a lot of Giannis in my lineups tonight. More often than not, he is going to be the top scoring option on the slate tonight, so he's in consideration. I like the reduced price here. He's under 11K now, so I like that. And then Bledsoe at 6,800. He had a good game after a string of mediocre performances, even with Middleton out. And that's who Bledsoe is. That's the risk you have with playing Bledsoe. He could be mediocre or he could be superstar-like. So in this matchup against a depleted Portland team, I expect the latter. I expect a superstar Bledsoe to take advantage of this Portland team and really go out there and try to, destroy them. So Bledsoe's the guy I'll be looking at on this team. And then Brook Lopez is the guy I really like. I didn't think his production was sustainable because he had 5 blocks in the last 2 games where he got those 50 DraftKings points. But I mean, even if you got 34, 40 DraftKings points, you wouldn't be mad at Brook Lopez here. Brook Lopez has decent history against Whiteside. Of course, ever since Brook Lopez joined the Bucks, he hasn't had the same amount of usage as he did on the Nets, but he still has decent upside, and he's very capable of having a good night. He's been in form right now. Whiteside's kind of having a hip injury. He might not even play, so Brook Lopez could definitely be in play for me. All these other guys I'm not really going to talk about or mention. The only guy I'm going to say is Dante DiVincenzo. He's one of my top value players with a lot of upside. He's been getting a lot of minutes. He's mainly the guy that's benefited from Chris Middleton being out of the equation. When they drafted him specifically for his 3-point shooting, and he's shown that in the last few games he's been hitting those and making them, and the role on this team is getting bigger and bigger for DiVincenzo. So he's someone who's in play for me at this price point. I don't mind him. It's a great matchup for him. He's going to be seeing a lot of Melo, Hood, Bazemore defense, so definitely he's going to be open on more than one occasion for some easy shots, so I like him. The other game I have is New Orleans Pelicans versus the Phoenix Suns. And honestly, just starting with the Pelicans, they do have some injury news still, but not as much as before. Josh Hart and Derek Favors have been ruled out. So Josh Hart is going to bump Lonzo, Frank Jackson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Derek Favors is going to bump to Melly and Hayes. And then Jahlil Okafor is questionable and Lonzo is questionable. So Jahlil, I'm not really caring about Jahlil. I don't care. If Jahlil plays, I don't care. If he doesn't play, I don't care. I'm pretty sure Jackson, Hayes, and Melly are going to be getting more run than Okafor regardless. So I'm just sticking with that mindset. I don't really care about Okafor. Of course, if he plays, he'll be in somewhat of a consideration. It's a 2-game slate. He's relatively cheap. He does have a fantasy point per minute upside. And if he's going to be getting around 17 minutes, then for sure he's in play. But I personally don't think so, which is why I don't care about him. Jackson Hayes has been playing really, really well. And between him and Melly, I think Jackson Hayes has the higher upside. He's also younger. The team's going to want him to be the guy that's doing well over the 29-year-old Melly, who's also a rookie, but he's 29 years old. Jackson Hayes just has a lot more potential and a future ahead of him. And he's been playing really well. He really gave it to the Portland Trailblazers the other night. And I like what I saw. The only problem with them is he's a little bit of an injury risk, and he also rolled his ankle the other day, so maybe he might not play. So that's keep an eye on the news for that. But as it stands, as it's looking, he's good to go. The real guy I like on the Pelicans is Brandon Ingram. He's back 7K, and he reminds me of Kevin Durant offensively, not defensively, offensively. Brandon Ingram's been playing on another level. He's been scoring at will, it seems like. It's been really tough to stop Brandon Ingram. He's getting to the basket. He looks good. He's in great shape. Not as lanky as he's been in the past. He's putting on a little bit of muscle, more confident, more aggression. So I really love Brandon Ingram at 7K. Probably one of my favorite plays on this slate based on his price. If Lonzo Ball plays, I'll consider Lonzo at 5K. Lonzo's someone that could get it done through peripherals alone. He doesn't really need to be shooting or making his shots to get it done. 5K is a great price. Phoenix is a great matchup. It's just if he's going to be restricted or not is the question, or if he's even going to play. So keep an eye on that. Kenrich Williams, the other guy I'm considering here. Look, the last few games, this guy's really shored up his role on this team. He has a role now. He was coming off of the bench playing like 3 or 4 minutes a game. But these injuries have really shown the coach that Kenrich is a real deal. And he's always flourished when he's given the opportunity. It's just opportunities have been hard for him to come by. But now, the last 3 games, he's played 34 minutes, 36 minutes, and 39 minutes. And yeah, the minutes have been going down because people have been coming back. But nobody coming back can really change the amount of usage Kenrich Williams is going to see. I still project him to see around 30 minutes regardless. He's just been playing really well. He's a good role player for this team. And he's someone that these guys can depend on. If you go back to last year, he was one of the better bums to watch throughout the end. Towards the end of the season, he was one of the guys that was routinely getting like 40, 50 DraftKings points, breaking the slate, making everybody go nuts. And then in preseason, he had a decent preseason. I thought he would have a bigger role in the season. He didn't. But now with the injuries, it's come, and I hope it stays. He's someone I'm looking at 5,300. He's been consistently exceeding value at this price, and I love the matchup here, so I don't mind going to him. I'm on the fence with Frank Jackson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It all depends on Lonzo. If Lonzo's in, then I'm not going to be on these guys all that much. But if Lonzo's out, Frank Jackson's the guy I'll probably go to. Frank Jackson just has a safer floor with a higher upside, in my opinion. Nickeil with a safer floor with a decent upside. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has the unsafe floor, so he's a risky play, but he has a huge upside. So that's the risk there. Personally, I'd go with Frank Jackson because the team just trusts Frank more. He's been with the team longer, and he knows the system more. So I'll go with Frank. But that's about it. On the Phoenix Suns, we got some injuries here too, and basically these guys turn into the Pelicans now with all their injuries. Ricky Rubio's been dealing with some back spasms too. He left halfway through the other game the other day. He didn't return. He's questionable here. I doubt he plays. Probably going to be out. Dario Saric's questionable, but he's probably going to play. Frank Kaminsky's probable. He's probably going to play. And Cameron Johnson's probable. He's probably going to play. The only main guy is Ricky Rubio missing. With Ricky Rubio out of the equation, that would give a bump to Tyler Johnson and Javon Carter. Javon Carter would probably start. He's 3,300. Tyler Johnson's 3,700. Javon Carter doesn't have the upside like Tyler Johnson does, but Javon Carter's minutes should be more secure than Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson is just a very streaky shooter. If he gets hot, he can easily get it done. We saw it time and time again on the Miami Heat. Tyler Johnson come off the bench and just dominate the game. He's more than capable of doing so, especially against a shitty-ass New Orleans Pelicans team with a fast-paced, no-defense mindset. So more touches here, more opportunity, definitely. So if Rubio's out, I'd be looking at Tyler Johnson and Javon Carter. But Booker is definitely going to have to be the guy that's going to have to get it done for these guys. We haven't been seeing the same Devin Booker from years past because some of the guys they've added to the team have taken away from the usage, the rebounding, assists that Devin Booker was getting in the years past. Devin still has a good assist rate on this team, double-digit assist upside every single night he's on the floor. He just isn't flashing it routinely or consistently for that to be in play. On top of that, he is very shooting dependent, and at night sometimes the shot is just not falling even if the volume is there, which makes him a little bit of a risky play. However, Devin Booker is more than capable of dropping 50, 60 DraftKings points. I mean, this kid scored 70 real points against the Boston Celtics in dire circumstances, granted. But he still did it. He's a more than capable knockdown shooter. If he gets hot, he could destroy the slate. 8,500, no Rubio. Definitely should see the ball in his hands a lot more. Definitely makes me like him a lot more, especially against the New Orleans Pelicans. The other guy here, Kelly Oubre, 6,700. Now, he's finally priced at a price point which makes me want to really reconsider him. But with Ricky Rubio potentially missing, he's definitely going to be seeing a lot more usage and volume. And if some of these other guys miss, then he's definitely going to be a top play for me, even at 6,700. The matchup is just too good. It's going to be a fast-paced matchup. This is the type of matchup Kelly Oubre excels at. But we got to remember, Kelly Oubre is coming off of a 6.5 DraftKings performance against the LeBron James-led Lakers. He's very capable of putting up a stinker here, so we have to keep that in mind. But for what it's worth, in this matchup, I really like Oubre. I don't think he really has a bad one here. The guy that I'm really considering is Mikal Bridges. He's been playing a lot of minutes recently, and he's someone that last year was playing a huge role on this team. But with the addition of all these guys, his role has somewhat diminished. But going forward, I think we can expect Mikal Bridges to be playing a significant role. With Ricky Rubio out, someone's going to have to step in there, and Javon Carter and Tyler Johnson are, but at times Booker will, which will force Mikal Bridges into the lineup here, into the rotation. He's someone that's more than capable of getting it done. 3,900. He's probably one of the better priced guys. I'd rather play Mikal Bridges than go with Melo, in all honesty. But of course, we won't get these news here until a lot later, so that's what makes it really risky. If these guys all end up playing, then Mikal Bridges is going to be useless in my opinion. But still, Mikal Bridges has a lot of potential, a lot of upside into the future. He's still relatively young here at 23 years old, and the Suns are going to want to increase his value to maybe perhaps use him as a trade asset. As you can see, the minutes have been, subpar. He had this 26-minute game here, but that was also when someone else was out. And this is another last game against the Kings. So, I mean, he didn't even play last game. Did he? He didn't play last game. Yeah, he didn't play last game. So, I mean, that's the risk. He might not even play, but... Actually, no, it's the 9th. Sorry, I thought it was a 16. I was like 5 days ago. My bad. Sorry, he did play last game. I thought that said 16. Sorry, that was like 5 days ago. Okay. No. Mikal Bridges is definitely a pick for me. He's definitely going to be getting a lot of usage. Definitely going to be on the floor a lot if Ricky Rubio is definitely out. If Saric and Kaminsky are questionable and they're out, definitely. But I don't think Saric and Kaminsky are going to be out. I'm pretty sure they'll be in. Kaminsky is going to be chalk, and Aaron Baines is out, so that's the main reason why. He's pretty much the only guy they have there. Check Diallo is the other guy that's going to have to pick up some usage with Aaron Baines missing. So those are two guys that are going to be pretty high chalk on the late night game. So keep those guys in mind. We all know Frank Kaminsky has humongous upside. He could definitely go out there and smash it. He's done it time and time again. Back when he was on the Hornets, he's already flashed his upside here several times early on in the season. He's regressed with the rise of Aaron Baines. But with Aaron Baines out of the picture, Kaminsky could definitely go out there and get it done, especially again against this shitty New Orleans Pelicans team. So those are my plays for the night, guys. I'm gonna be updating the spreadsheet as the day goes on. I'm gonna be talking on Twitter, messaging, typing, posting as the night progresses. So look for those. And if you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I wish you all the best of luck tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.